Hi everybody, Chris Petrie here. Thanks so much for coming by. We're going to have a great time here. We're going to do some really fantastic things with the Extreme Beginners series videos. We're going to actually cover some really fantastic methods to tracing some of your pencil sketches for your compositions and your paintings. We all know that when you first start out in watercolor and when you're drawing and painting and you're just starting out, you're not going to be able to render drawings really well because unless you really have a great grasp on drawing, pencil drawing and pen drawing, if you don't have that skill coming into watercolor, well, then that's a skill you have to learn, and you're going to practice that 15 minutes every day as you go. So after a couple years of painting in watercolor and drawing 15 minutes every day with your pencils and your pens, drawing and rendering all kinds of subject matter, no matter whatever your favorite subject matter is, that's what you're going to be rendering with your pencil and your pens, 15 minutes every day. After a few years, you're going to really get fantastic at drawing. But in the beginning, it's going to be really rough to draw and be able to render things really nicely. So the thing is, we say here is all of the greatest master painters and artists in history all used tracing techniques in their repertoire for their artwork as they learned and became better and better at their professional career in art. So there's no reason why you're not going to be able to use that same technique and method of using tracing to get some beautiful renderings of pencil drawings so that you have a really great time painting on some really fantastic looking pencil drawings. So we're going to show you how you're going to do some great pencil drawings here by using the tracing method. And then number two, we'll show you how easy it is to start doing some washes over the top of those pencil drawings that you're going to do. And you'll have a wonderful time. It's going to give you some great encouragement, and you're going to feel great about your artwork as you go. And again, art is a process. The watercolor journey is a journey. It's not learn it in one day and you're all set. No, it takes years. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the process. So enjoy the process as you go. And here we're just going to show you one of the great methods and techniques you can learn in drawing and painting in watercolor, where you use a little bit of tracing techniques to kind of get yourself some really beautiful pencil drawings of your favorite subject matter that you might want to paint. So you can take anything from magazines, newspapers. You could take art books and clip out paintings from art books that you might have. You might purchase some art books. You might purchase my book. My book is down below in the description box below. Feel free, buy my book, buy two books, buy two of my books, take one of my books and cut all of the pages out and clip them all out and then use them to trace from. And then the other book you can just have for like a coffee table. So you can have my book for a coffee table book, and you can have one to cut out all the pages and use some beautiful tracing effects as we're going to show you here. So let's get started in just a second, okay? We're really excited here because I really want to show you this tracing technique that's really cost effective. You only need a couple of items that you need to purchase, and you'll be off and running doing some great tracing techniques, getting some wonderful renderings of pencil drawings, and then getting some wonderful paintings here with your Prang Oval 16 set, which we have ready to go. In the wings here, so you'll see all that we have here in this video. Let's get started. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. We're going to start out right here, right now, with basically an Extreme Beginners video where we're going to show you how you can trace to get some beautiful, wonderfully rendered pencil drawings using the tracing method. Let me tell you something. Don't let anyone ever tell you that tracing is like cheating in watercolor or drawing anything like that. It's false, totally false. I used to believe that too when I first started watercolor. I thought if I traced anything, I almost felt like, oh my God, I'm tracing something. Oh, but let me tell you something. No, it's not true. All of the greatest artists going back into history used tracing to create their artwork. They had their understudies using tracing of methods and techniques to create artwork and to bring back tracings of wonderful scenes out in the cities and the countryside by using the tracing method and bringing it back to their studios, their wondrous studios, the most famous artists in history have used tracing. So don't ever feel like you can't do it. You can do it. You can trace, especially if you're just starting out. If you're just a new beginner in watercolor, use tracing to your advantage. This way you can create beautiful pencil renderings that you can paint upon, so that you can create some beautiful paintings. You're going to be working hard to, learn watercolor. You're going to be learning how to mix colors, washes. You want to have everything set up for your advantage. Watercolor painting, and especially, if you're a beginner in watercolor, you want everything. You want things to be enjoyable. You want to have fun with watercolor. You want to have a great time with it. You want it to be a happy thing in your life that you're enjoying, and not a stressful thing like driving in traffic or arguing with somebody at your business where you work or anything like this. You want it to be a happy time. You're enjoying your artwork. And what a better way. Let's have some coffee here. I'm going to have a little sip of coffee. Kate L. from YouTube. She's one of our subscribers and one of our artists here that work along with us. She sent me a beautiful gift package of coffee, a big bag of coffee, ground up coffee. It's the best coffee I've ever tasted. She sent me watercolor paints, tube paints. She sent me paper, magic markers, pencils. She sent me a giant bag and box of, it was like a Christmas gift just a couple weeks ago. So I'm having a fun time with it. I'm drinking her coffee. Thank you, Kate, for the coffee. It's great coffee. Delicious. Best coffee I've ever had, actually. And let me tell you, let's keep going here. So again, erase that from your mind that tracing is bad or tracing is no good or tracing is cheating. That's not true. It's a lie. All the greatest artists in history used tracing in their artwork and in their endeavors. Okay? Cleared up. That's all good and cleared up. We know that now. You don't have to feel any kind of shame in tracing. And especially if you're a new artist, you want to have some great pencil drawings to draw from. So let's kind of focus on that. So the first thing I wanted to do is just kind of show you a few things you can use to trace that are simple, inexpensive. You can get started right away with it. First thing I would do is I purchased a clear clipboard. So this is just your standard clipboard. It's a clear translucent clipboard, right? You have that. You're all set. You have that item. Then, you'll have any type of drawing or clipping you might have. You might clip out pictures from watercolor painting books. You might clip out some newspaper clippings, magazine clippings, print things off the internet, things you like from the internet. You print off paintings from the internet, famous artists, whoever. You might take some of my paintings from my book. I just have a new book. I'm hoping you'll check out my new book below and purchase it. It's a great book. You could take my book and cut all the pages out and then just trace all of my paintings, with pencil, so you can get a pencil drawing of all my paintings. Then you have the pencil drawing you can do easily, and then you just use the pictures for the colors, and you can figure out all the colors that need to be put in there. So we have the clipboard, clear clipboard. We have some clear magic tape. This happens to be Scotch 3M. Okay, you tape your photograph of your clipping from a book, a magazine, you print something from the internet, newspaper, whatever it is. You have that painted up, taped onto your clear clipboard. And all you have to do is just take your watercolor paper, whatever watercolor paper you are using. You take it, you put it on top of that, right? You clip it on there like that. And then now you have, underneath, you have the clipping like that. Whatever it is, again, it might be from a watercolor. You might want to cut out all my pages of my watercolor book and then use it like that, and then tape it onto a clear clipboard, and then you take your watercolor paper like that, you go over the top. Then I just happen to make a couple little pieces of wood here on top with some drawer liner. This is Mechanics drawer liner here. I use Mechanics drawer liner to make sure that all my things are not sliding around. See how nothing's going to move around when you have that on your Mechanics drawer liner. Then you take your clipboard, your clear clipboard, you drop it on top of your two pieces of wood, and the next thing I have is a This is a magnifying glass with a light. I got this on Amazon. It was the Amazon's choice, so it was like a really inexpensive, beautiful, and these come in handy too when you have a beautiful magnifying glass to look at the details of paintings that you might be looking at online or in books and things like that. But in any case, you could take this really good powered light, which has 3 batteries in it. So you have a battery powered magnifying glass, and you just put it underneath those 2 pieces of wood and underneath your drawing, and you put that like that, and you'll see that underneath you'll see the light shining up through, and then you can do a tracing over the top with your pencil drawing. Now the only thing I might say here is, because I'm making a video and I have tons of bright light, the only thing I can do to kind of show you how it works is if I shut down all my lights. So let me try that. Okay, I've shut down most of my lights now on my video, so that you can see that's the drawing with the light underneath, and then you drop that down, and then you can trace right over the top of the light that's shining up through, and you can see where you're going to trace around all your lines for your bridge, your tower here, for this beautiful Westminster Bridge in London. So we're going to paint this beautiful London Bridge with these beautiful arches on this bridge, so forth. Now, the thing is, because again, I'm in studio lighting, it's not as effective showing you how it works. But trust me, if you take your clear clipboard with your painting from clippings from, again, watercolor books, magazines, any kind of pictures from magazines, printing, you could print any kind of pictures from online on a printer, and then you put it onto your clear translucent clipboard, and then you put your watercolor paper over top. You can hold this up to a window when it's a really bright sunny day or even a cloudy day. If you hold this clipboard up to a window that has some bright light, you'll be able to easily trace and outline the things that you need to draw with your pencil. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Or if it's at nighttime and you want to work at nighttime like me, I'm a late person. I'm always staying up late. I like the nighttime, so I stay up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I sleep in late usually, but I like to stay up late at night. I'm a night person. Anyway, what I do is I usually sometimes I take a lamp. So I just take a regular ordinary living room lamp or lamp that you might have, and you just take that and you just take your clipboard and hold it over the top of the light of the lamp, and then you could draw and trace over the top of your underneath your artwork that you have underneath, or your photograph, whatever you're using for your subject matter. So I'm hoping that's clear. That's the way you're going to trace. So there's many methods you can use, and there's even more. You're the artist. You're going to be creative. You can come up with different ideas more than I have. I also have a large, I bought it at the big box store. I think it was Home Depot or Lowe's. I bought a large sheet of, maybe it's like a 24-inch by 36-inch. I bought a piece of plexiglass. So I bought a piece of plexiglass, and then what I do is I take that plexiglass for larger paintings. Sometimes I'll trace larger paintings using a large sheet of plexiglass that's clear, and I'll put a lamp underneath it, and I'll prop up some stuff so I get creative. So to let your creative juices flow when you want to do a larger. This is like for smaller renditions of paintings and compositions. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I'm hoping I'm giving you some secrets here. These are great secrets in watercolor. For a nice clipboard, for a small clipboard, you can get your small to medium-sized paintings traced for you. And then if you want to trace larger things, you just might have to purchase a larger piece of plexiglass, where you can take a large sheet of paper, watercolor paper, and tape it down underneath something you want to, trace over the top of. Okay, all right. So you're getting the idea here now, but especially if you're a beginner, you don't want to let anything hold you back from creating beautiful artwork. So let me tell you something again, don't ever be worried about it. If you want to trace in the beginning, as you're learning drawing, because drawing takes years to learn, to get really good at, while you're learning drawing and you're practicing 15 minutes a day, grab yourself a clear, translucent clipboard or a larger sheet of something from the big box stores. You know, they have those sheets of clear plastic. My mind is a little bit, I'm starting to, I need a break right now, so I need to have some coffee. Let me have some coffee right now. Let me have some coffee here. Let me turn up the lights. Let's get back to our video here. There we go. Okay. I think the darkness was making me afraid a little bit. So, again, plexiglass. That's what I meant to say. You can get yourself larger sheets of plexiglass. The people at the big box stores, you know how those big box stores, the Home Depots and Lowe's and all those kind of great places like that, or your local hardware stores, they'll happily cut you whatever size you need for plexiglass so that you can have a larger sheet of clear, translucent working surface so that you can do larger works if you want to create larger paintings. Okay, so I'm hoping that's really clear to you now. No pun intended. Let's get started with this painting next. So we're going to see how this translates into a gorgeous, beautiful painting. The extreme beginner style painting that we're doing here. Already got my pencil drawing done. Let's grab our gear and we'll get all of our Prang Oval 16 set and some brushes, and we'll do this painting quickly. And I hope this painting will come out really well and show you that just doing some beautiful tracing, it's going to get you some beautiful renderings and beautiful paintings right out from the start, so that you don't have to worry too much about feeling like you have to be a master at drawing. You don't need to be a master at drawing in the beginning. You need to practice a lot every day, 15 minutes a day. You'll get there. Okay, but in the beginning, you want to trace if you need to get some of your beautiful pencil drawings done. Okay, all right, so let's get started in a second with the painting. All right, so now we're going to get started with the painting. Again, we rendered a beautiful pencil drawing from our translucent, clear clipboard with our clipping we had from one of our art books. I'm a little frugal. I like to buy used art books from eBay and from Amazon. I buy used art books, like I take them and then I clip out pictures that I like from them, and I just trim out the pictures and clip them down and make like little, clippings of artwork that I really enjoy. So I'm hoping you'll enjoy this. And I remember this, I wrote this down in pencil on this. This was the Westminster Bridge in London. So that's all I have from that. I'm not sure where I got that from, but I do so many clippings and so much work all the time with gathering information for my watercolor paintings that I lose track sometimes. But I hope you'll forgive me for that if I don't know where I got this from. But in any case, let's start rendering this beautiful painting right here on our watercolor paper, and we'll just do a little bit of color here. So we'll kind of look at here and we'll see, all right, there's some definite blues. We'll create some blue here. There's some yellow up here, so I'll make some yellow, some orange and yellow, touch of brown in there. So we'll have like a warm kind of a yellow ochre. There's more yellow up here. There's some light yellow. Yellow ochre. There's some blue over here, some darker blue, purple, blue, purple, blue, lighter blue over here. So I'm trying to get a range of colors here. Okay, I think we have a beautiful bit of warm colors. So you see some warm here, a lot of like gold colors, raw siennas, yellow ochres. You see some blues and purples in here. Same up here, raw siennas, burnt umbers. So we can make it a little darker. like that. A little bit of a darker wash there, but I think that's pretty good. I have a tissue in my hand, in my left hand. I rinse my brush off in the clean, fresh water, and then I dry off a little bit of water on my tissue so that I have a little bit of a drier brush. I don't want water flowing off my brush and just puddling and making too much puddles of water. And then I just grab my colors here, some golds, and we'll just start to go in here and get some golds and browns for our tower, like so. Then as we do that, we rinse off the brush, dry off a little bit of the water off the brush, and then we get some blue. And then we do some blue in there too. We want to mix warm and cool everywhere. We don't want to just have like browns and yellows. Let's mix up some blues in there too, a little bit of purples. Purples over here, like that. So blues and purples. Rinse off the brush, dry off a little bit of water, blend those blues and purples in there, like so. We might make a few details there. Then there's a little bit of a darker purple and blue up here. So you can kind of see we'll do a little bit of the darker darks with the purple and blue. And some golden brown here too. We'll do some like that. And there's some lines across here. We have architectural features here. You can just kind of have fun with the architectural features, like that. Okay. And then next, let's start getting our blue sky kind of like matched up here, like that. Blend it right into the building. Couple splashes, like that. A little bit of gold up here too. Yellow and gold and brown for a little bit of warmer colors in the sky. And then up above, some more bluer colors up there. Have some fun with your brush. Take your brush and just swing it around and scrub and do some fun stuff for the sky. Again, you're having a good time. This is what watercolor is about, having a good time, having a fun time. Doing things different. One time you might be really careful and doing some very fine work, and then sometimes you'll take some sky washes and just scrub around and take your brush and have some fun and let go and, let yourself have some fun. There we go. A little bit of purple and blue there for some sky wash. Like that. Maybe you take a little bit of darker, like this. Maybe a little splashing. All right, look how good that looks already so far. And then we'll take some green too. Let's mix some green down here, some light and dark green. Mix that down here, add some brown to it. To gray it down a little bit of brown, a little bit of orange. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of orange. Let's get some of this over here. blue, brown. I'm using some blue, brown. Get a little bit of a darker. A little bit of this kind of a darker feel like that. A couple splashes. So you want to have creativity as you go. You don't want to get yourself bogged down in too much details. Have fun. Do some creative stuff. Splash a little bit. Blot up a little bit of paint if you have to. If you feel like you need to blot up some spots that you feel are too dark. Like that. A little bit of the brown there. And I hope most of all you're having fun with this video and just seeing that I'm having a wonderful time here enjoying the medium of watercolor. Again, you don't want to feel like you're locked into anything. You want to have a good time, enjoy the painting. If you're tracing this type of a scene, you're really kind of benefiting a lot, because you can just really have fun with the paint as you go. And then here, as I see this tower, I want to add some green in there too. The tower, let's add some green to that tower. Like that. And then some blue over here, so there's some more. There's some buildings here in the distance. We're going to make those blue, cooler, a little bit of green too, a little bit of green, a little bit of blue. Then maybe they get a little bit closer up here. Some of these other buildings. Okay, so I'm just kind of copying what I'm seeing over here, putting it over here. There's some more buildings over here. I'll do these in the brownish gold kind of colors. A little bit of green too. Okay, so those buildings are here. And then I'll take those same colors, browns and golds and greens, and we'll just make some of these these are the along the bridge here, there's railings. So we have some railings there. They're probably stone railings. Like that. Okay, a little bit of splashing. A little bit of water. A little bit of water, a little bit of reflections. Down here too. And look how much fun we had. So let's take this video. Let's practice along with this video. So as much as you need to, come back to this video as many times as you need to kind of get that feeling of looseness, fun of watercolor. Tracing, of course, again, if you're just starting out in watercolor, no one's going to ever expect anyone to learn how to draw within weeks or months or even the first few years. It takes many years to draw really well. So if you're in your first 1, 2, 3 years, you're practicing every day, 15 minutes every day on your drawing as much as you can. You know, you just set down a paintbrush, you draw that. You know, you might set down a water, like a nice spritzer bottle like this, you draw that. You take some tape, you take a tape dispenser, you draw that. Every day, 15 minutes, you do 1 or 2 things. And after a while, you're really getting the hang of it, of pencil drawing. But in the beginning, again, your first 6 months, your first year, your first couple years, please use the sketching techniques we've learned here in this video, using a clear clipboard. You can purchase these on Amazon or any online store. You could purchase these in like office supply stores if you have office supply stores near you. But I have all my art supplies are down below, but I'm not sure if I have a clipboard in there. But if you go onto Amazon, you'll find beautiful clipboards just like this. Clear plastic. You can do tracing with these. It'll work out fantastic for you. All right, so thanks again for coming by, joining me in this video. We're going to do much more videos like this in the future on my channel, especially when I'm doing my Extreme Beginners videos. Again, I'm hoping you're going to subscribe on the right-hand side below, as simple as just clicking the button subscribe. This way, you know, as you're opening up your YouTube each week, you'll see my new videos coming in, so we work together. You'll watch the videos. Maybe you're going to work along with us. Maybe some weeks you're too busy, you can't. But at least you'll watch the video, see what we're doing, soak in that information into your mind, and then you'll have that. So it's always good to watch videos, even if you're not going to work along with us. If you're watching the video, you're going to be absorbing all of that information into your mind, and that's going to help you with your art. It's going to help you to become a better person that can draw well and paint well in watercolor. If you're watching the videos, keep in touch with us. Ask questions in the comments section below. I'm always here in the comments section in my videos. If you have any questions, please leave me a message, or even just email me any questions you might have by just going to chrispetri.com. I have an email address there. You can email me if you have any questions about anything you might need for your art endeavors. Okay, all right, so we'll see you on the next video. Again, happy painting, everyone. Enjoy the journey. It's a fun journey. Let's have fun with watercolor, okay? All right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.